everyone, and happy Easter. I'm Jeremy, Blaze Youth Director here at Bethel, and I'm so pumped for what's about to happen. But before we get started, there's only one thing you need to know. Easter Jam is for everybody in your whole family. So if you're a teenager, this is for you. You too, college students, and if you're a younger kid, get ready. We're about to have some serious fun, and we need you to lead the way. Adults, buckle up. This is Easter like you've never done it before. No matter who you are, we want you to know that Easter Jam is for you too. The only way to not have fun is to not participate. So look around. Is anybody missing? If so, hit the pause button now and go get them. We're getting started in 3, 2, 1.
Easter, a time for fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies. And then there are the weird parts of Easter, like fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies, which is interesting. But what does all this stuff have to do with Easter? And if this holiday is about more than candy and wearing uncomfortable clothes to church and lunch with your relatives, what makes Easter happy?
Okay, so hear me out. There are only two kinds of people in the world. People who love these things and people like me. I just don't get it. How do you eat something this cute and grainy? Let's see how your family feels. Show me a thumbs up if you love to eat these things, and show me a thumbs down if you don't. Okay. There are a lot of different opinions out there. No matter how you feel about eating peeps, you're going to love this game. Your family is going to face off in the greatest peeps jousting competition of all time. I'm going to explain how it works, and then I'll tell you when to start. First, divide the room into 2 teams. Next, take 2 peeps and assign them to a team. If you don't have any peeps, no worries, because big marshmallows like this will work as well. Team A gets peep A, and Team B gets peep B. Now, you can come up with cooler names like Lord Sugarcoat or Sir Sprinkles. You get the idea. You can also use a marker or a Sharpie to decorate your peeps, to give them some personality. Draw a mustache on your peep. Give them some mean eyebrows or a fancy outfit. Let your creative juices flow. Now, you need to prepare your peeps for battle. So stick a toothpick in each peep to prepare them for battle. Think of the toothpick as a joust, a lightsaber, or sword. Just depends on how serious your family is about the competition. And make sure that the toothpick is facing forward toward the other peeps. Now, place both peep combatants on a microwavable plate. No social distancing necessary. You want the peeps to be close together and facing one another. Finally, it's time for the big event. So gather around and put the plate in the microwave, setting the timer to 45 seconds. You won't let it run that long. In fact, don't let it run that long at all. Then press start. Watch at a safe distance until the peeps drop their toothpick sabers and one touches the other. The toothpick that touches the other peep first wins. As soon as this happens, you're going to want to stop the microwave. Trust me on this one, families. Okay, it's time to settle this thing. Don't forget to snap a pic of that photo finish. It's go time. Press pause now, and I'll wait here. How did it go? Who won? I want pictures. Post them with the hashtag EasterJam2020 or hashtag BethelEasterJam. I have to admit, it was more fun than I thought. And also, this happened. Who's ready for another game? For this one, you're going to need a laundry basket and socks. Lots of socks. Clean or dirty, doesn't matter, as long as they have a match. If you need to go grab those things now, press pause, and then I'll explain the rest. Got your basket and socks? Great. Now, choose 2 people to play. We'll also need 2 people to be scorekeepers as well. To get started, dump all the socks on one side of the room. And don't worry, those socks are going to make their way back to the basket real soon. Then place the basket on the other side of the room. When I say go, players are going to grab a sock from the pile, find the matching one, roll them together in the shape of a ball or like an Easter egg, and then toss them like this into the basket across the room. The player with the most sock eggs in the basket at the end of the timer wins. If you don't have scorekeepers to help you count, you'll have to keep up with that number on your own. That means everybody's on the honor system, all right? Parents, I'm looking at you. Okay, if needed, press pause now to get everything and everyone in position for the game. I'll wait here. Everybody ready? Great! We're putting a 1-minute timer on the clock. This Easter egg throwdown is happening in 3, 2, 1, and go.
It's Miss Jan. It's my turn now, so come on back over, gather round. So was it fun? Was it crazy? Who won? You all know that the winner gets socks. Okay, just kidding. But seriously, adults, whoever won, make sure that they get some kind of special treat today. Maybe one of those melted peeps, or not. Anyway, I hope that you're having a great time with us. We are so glad that you are here, and we are here to celebrate because today is Easter. Now, you may not know the whole story of Easter, and that's okay. We're going to take some time to talk a little bit about what makes Easter, probably more than any other day of the year, so happy. But before we do that, I know that you have friends and family who would love to hear from you, and we want to give you a chance to do that. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to pause the video, and on the screen you're going to see some options. Pick the option that you want to use to wish your peeps a happy Easter, and then come on back. I'll be waiting for you. Okay, so I just got like 9 texts from my church family wishing me a happy Easter. Thanks, fam. Nice. Yeah, I know we're celebrating Easter a little differently than we have in the past, but that's okay because Easter is still happy. And it's not the peep wars or the Easter basket or those deliciously wonderful chocolate bunnies. They are so awesome. No, what makes Easter happy is what happened on that first Easter morning thousands of years ago. The Easter story is the world's most powerful story, and yet it's so simple. It's so simple that we can even tell it with laundry.
In the beginning, God created everything. He formed people in His very own image. But then, we turned away from God. Sin entered the world, like a dark stain. Still, God loved us so deeply that He made a plan to rescue us. At just the right moment, God sent His very own Son, Jesus, to live among us. Jesus healed hearts, and minds, and bodies. Thousands gathered to hear Him teach. Instead of giving lots of new rules, Jesus turned things upside down by making it simple. Love God, love others. After 3 years of traveling and teaching, Jesus and his disciples entered Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover feast. Huge crowds gathered to welcome him. But while the crowds cheered for Jesus, the religious leaders made plans to arrest him. He was turning their world upside down, and they wanted him gone. As Jesus celebrated the Passover meal with his friends, he told them that he would be leaving, but would return. His friends didn't understand. That night, one of Jesus' followers, Judas, led soldiers to arrest him. The religious leaders gave Jesus a fake trial and then sent him to Pilate, the Roman governor, who could have him killed. Pilate found Jesus had broken no law and tried to release him. But a mob called for Jesus to be killed. Pilate gave in and handed Jesus over to the Roman soldiers. Jesus was forced to carry the heavy beams of his own wooden cross. On a hill called Golgotha, the soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the rough wood. The soldiers and people who passed by laughed and mocked him. But from the cross, Jesus asked God to forgive them. Finally, Jesus called out, "It is finished." Then he died. The earth shook. Rocks split open. Even the soldiers cried, "Surely he was the Son of God." One of Jesus' followers took his body and placed it in a tomb cut from the rock. A huge stone blocked the entrance. Jesus' friends were devastated. They had believed that Jesus was the one God promised, the one who would rescue them, but now he was gone. Their whole world had turned upside down. Jesus' friends stayed hidden in fear for 3 days. But early Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene, a close friend of Jesus, hurried to the tomb. She planned to anoint Jesus' body with special spices. As Mary neared the tomb, she saw the stone had been rolled away. The tomb was empty. Mary turned to see a man standing near. She didn't recognize him until he said, "Mary." It was Jesus, alive. Jesus told her, "Do not hold on to me. I have not yet ascended to the Father. Instead, go to those who believe in me." Jesus, God's Son, became like us to lay down his life. Through God's power, he defeated death for all of us, and sin was washed away. One day, he's promised to return, so we can live with him forever.
You know, I hear the Easter story every year, and it never ceases to amaze me. God sent Jesus into this world to remind me that he is greater than anything that can go wrong in my world. The fact that Jesus rose from the dead is proof to me that with God's help, I can face any bad thing that comes along. I like to think of it this way. I can because Jesus is alive. I can keep on loving because Jesus is alive. I can be brave because Jesus is alive. I can have hope because Jesus is alive. So what about you? What can you do because Jesus is alive? Let's talk about that together. Gather your family together and think about what you want to put in that blank. I can blank because Jesus is alive. Talk it over, pause the video, and when you're all done, I'll be here waiting for you. I love conversations like this because remembering what God has done in the past helps me to trust him with what's going on in my life now. I hope that you feel the same way. And I also hope that you will use the rest of this day to make lots of happy memories with your family. And we want to help you do that. So here's a challenge. Once this video is over, I want you to gather up your family and head on outside. Now you need to figure out who the tech genius is in your family. Is it mom? Is it dad? Is it a step-parent? Is it an 8th grader? Whoever it is, they're in charge. Head on out there and take a great family Easter photo. Now you can be dressed up fancy like you're going to church, or you can be in your PJs if you want to. You can make a typical traditional photo where everybody is smiling, or you might want to use one of those crazy filters that makes your face look like a bunny rabbit. Whatever you want to do, make it awesome. And then be sure to share it on social media using hashtag EasterJam2020 so that we can check out your family's Easter style. Perhaps now more than ever, we need to remember and thank God for His faithfulness and for the hope that He offers us in Jesus. Because that is what makes Easter so happy!
The greatest day in history. Death is beating, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, happy day. You wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, happy day. I'll never be the same. Forever I'm changed. I'll never be the same. When I stand in that place, realize meeting face to face, I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. In this joy, perfect